Lisa Broward.
Hi, I'm Lee Hughes. We're here at Karma Acres Farm in Callahan, Florida.
In 2010, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And then suddenly the motivation became extremely urgent in my mind. You know, that was one of my regrets, was that I had not, it's like, I'll never get a farm, you know, it was the first thought I had. And I was very lucky, I was very fortunate, I didn't have to have chemo, and I've been cancer-free, and I was very lucky in that regard, but it was a real motivator for me to do what you love. And sometimes you think you have time, and that was a lesson that tells you that you just don't have forever. So if there's something you want to do, you better start doing it. So the next morning, we have a holly tree right in the front yard there, and I was just walking under the holly tree, and I was standing under that tree, and I could hear, I didn't even know the holly tree, I hadn't noticed that the holly tree was even blooming. But hollies have tiny little white flowers, thousands of tiny little white flowers. And there were thousands of bees on the holly tree. And it was just truly a sound you could hear. It was audible. And I just happened to be standing there and look up, and there are all these bees, and I'm like, those are my bees making honey for me. My criteria were had to be at least 5 acres. It had to be close enough to Jacksonville. My parents still live here. Had to be close enough to Jacksonville that I could commute to their house, and to the office, that I could get to work in a reasonable amount of time. So Nassau County, especially western Nassau County, was a really good choice, I
Lived in Jacksonville for 30 years too, in the city, and so coming out to the country was a big adventure. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. It's really quite nice. The traffic is low. You can get to any place that you really want in 30 minutes or 45 minutes at the top. You can get to downtown in about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then just the expressway to 295 is probably about 15 minutes, and then you can go anywhere.
As far as the location, it was really, could not have been better for us. I was close to my parents, close to town. Even if it's a small part, it's really nice to be a part of producing food for your community. And I think, you know, we're not a huge farm, but we do make a contribution to the local food community. And you know, you harvest it and you bottle it, and you look at it and you think, you know, my bees made this from this land, and from these plants, from these flowers. It is a magical thing. It's a magical process.